Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Ashok Sudavare. In this session, we discuss about ASP.NET MVC. The content of this session: Introduction to MVC, the basic MVC architecture and its components, the interaction between the MVC components and the MVC features. So let's discuss about Introduction to MVC. So MVC is called as Model View Controller and it is introduced by Dr. Tague, ranging into Smalltalk 76 programming language at Xerox Palo Alto Research Center in 1972. It is design pattern. It is one type of design pattern for creating, developing your applications. So it is a actually design pattern. It is a we can your code is developed in the various components based. So this is one type of design pattern while developing your application. It separate business logic, then presentation logic, that is user interface, and data access in different components. And these components are reusable and easy to maintain. It is possible to see multiple views for the same data of the web application. So we can present your data, same data, to the different users as per their demands in the different formats using the MVC. So this is the one feature of the MVC. It also facilitates the test-driven development, that is called TDD, where automated unit test is performed. It is lightweight and testable presentation framework. So MVC consists of three components, basic components, that is a model, view and controller. So let's see basic architecture of the MVC. So here the controller, views and the models are the three components of this MVC architecture. The controller receives the request from the user and it demands to the model to access the data because it contains the business logic as well as data in the model. So controller demands that data to present the data for the present data to the user through the views. So here in the basic MVC architecture, these three components are there: the model, the view and controller. The controller receives all requests of the application for the application and then work with the model to prepare the data needed for the view. So what is the responsibilities of the view? The view uses the data prepared by the controller to generate the final presentation response to the user. That is the view. So what is the responsibilities of the view? The view represents the data. Okay. So view represent the data to the user depends upon their requirements in different formats. Okay. So let's see the model component in detail. So model is the lowest level in the basic architecture, the MVC architecture. It is responsible for the data and the business logic of the application. That is, the model contains the business logic and the data. So it keeps the data and the business logic itself. So it controls the communication between controller and the views. It is independent of the view and controller. So it is a response to the request for the views and it also responds to the instructions from the controller to update itself. Views and controller interact with the model for preparing the task. So the model is a component. It contains the data and the business logic. Okay. The next is a views. That is the second component of the MVC architecture. So views is nothing but the user interface. That is, user can interact with the views. User can see the data of the business through the views. Okay, so it provides the user interface for the model. That is your application. User interacts with the application through these views. It presents the data in a particular format, depends upon the user requirement. It rendering the content, that is the data of the model, to the user in different format. The requesting the updates from the model. So it requests the updates from the model. It requests to the model to provide the changed state information. So sending user inputs to the controller so that controller makes the changes in the model according to the user requirements. It allows the controller to select the views. So there can be different views. So controller select the views depends upon the user request, and it displays the data through that views. Third component is the controller component. As the name suggests, it controls the communication between model and views. That is, it handles or controls all the views associated with the model and select the view to display. So it is responsible to display the view to the user or display the data through the view to the user. So it selects the particular view and shows that views to the user. It controls the data flow and transformation between the model and views. The mapping the user action onto model updates. That is, it maps the request given by the user in the form of URL, and the particular action is taken and the corresponding view is displayed to the user. So it maps the user action, that is URL, onto model updates. Input from the user is provided to the view. View request to the controller for the user input, and the controller provides the input to the model. Let's see how these components are interact with each other. So user request the input through the view. The views pass that input, that is request, to the controller. So controller map that request, which is come from the user as a URL, and the particular action is taken by the controller. So if some data is needed to the controller, so it communicate with the model for the data, for the request of the particular data, and then it pass to the views. So controller can here, if the data is not required for the controller, then it not communicate with the model and directly it send the response to the view, and the view send the response to the user. So when model is updated, the view is also updated. So at the last, the views displays the data as per the user requirement, as per the user requirement format to the user. So this is the interaction between three components, that is a model, view, and controller. So here the user send the request through the UI. So UI is provided by the view, and then the view pass it input, that is request, to the controller. Controller receives the input as a request and process it, that is taking action, particular action depends upon the user request, it according to the use control logic. That is, the controller contains the number of actions that will be taken depends upon the user request. So it access the model is not required. Controller select the view to be displayed for the user response. So it access to the model is required, then model data is updated. All the associated views are also updated and controller select the view to display it for the user response. So view presents UI, that is a user interface according to the model, and view data contained with the model. So the view present the UI, that is a user interface, then the model contains the data, and the controller taking the action or selecting the view or selecting the data from the model and gives the particular view through the as a response to the user. So view queries about the state of the model to show the current data. So we also queries the state of the model, that is the current updated data in the model. Let's see feature of the MEC architecture. So MEC features is the utilize the component based design. So it is a component based design by logically divided into three components, that is model, view and controller components. That is, it is based on the component based design, software design development. So it enables the developer to manage the complexity of large scale projects and works on individual components. The developer can work on the different components individually. So the complexity of the large scale project will be reduced. The ideal from developing complex but lightweight applications. The ASP.NET MEC provides extensible and pluggable framework, can be easily replaced and customized. That is, suppose there are different types of view engines. You can use the inbuilt view engines, that is Razor view engine or ASPX view engine, or you can also use any third party view engine. So view engines provided by ASP.NET as a Razor view engine or ASPX view engine. So we can use Razor view engine or ASPX view engine. So it provides extensible and pluggable framework. It also enhances test-driven development. So unit test will be performed in this MEC framework. It supports all functionalities such as authorization, authentication, master pages, data binding, user controls, and ASP.NET routings. So ASP.NET routings is the concept, is the basic concept in the MEC features. So we'll discuss this routing in the next session. It does not use the concept of view state. In the past, the ASP.NET framework uses the view state, but the ASP.NET MEC does not use the view state. So it helps the building applications which are lightweight and give full control to the developer. So thank you everyone for watching this my session. Please subscribe and like it and share it.